Forte, thank you so much. And as in our theme, where vision leads, investment follows. And certainly that is something that the UAE is doing remarkably well. And thank you for your comments. Thank you for being, Your Excellency, thank you also for being part of this event for the last 3 years. He joined us first in Abu Dhabi when we were there for a year. Anyway, it gives me great pleasure. Sorry, I've got little gifts here. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my next panel. And it's sort of where we all started from. So we're going to go back in time, and I'm delighted to have two individuals, two pioneers who have transformed the landscape of the UAE. Please welcome Nasser Al Nawas and Gerald Lawless. What? Okay, well, that's right. So we're running ahead of schedule, so we'll wait for Nasser to come and join us. Gerald, why don't you come up on stage? I mean, actually, Gerald doesn't need any introduction, but I'm going to give you an introduction anyway. Why don't you sit there? Oh, Nasser.
How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
So good to have you with us.
How are you? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's have a look at the first slide, please. It was back in 2011. You both won leadership awards. Come on, show it up on the screen here. It's coming. And Lifetime Achievement Awards alongside our patron, Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum. It's lovely to have you back again. That was back in 2011.
Thank you very much.
You haven't changed a bit, either of you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, well, it's absolutely lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And Gerald, what have you done with that Villeroy and Boch trophy? I mean, we don't do trophies like that any longer.
Well, come on now, admit, you asked me this the other day when you were on the phone. I said, oh my God, where is it? So we started looking around the house and we found it in Pride of Place, but we hadn't looked in that Pride of Place for a while.
So NASA found it, did she?
NASA, my wife, found it.
Your wife, NASA. It gets very confusing.
NASA, my memory, yes.
It gets very confusing. Anyway, so our session is called Then and Now. 2 decades of hospitality investment, but with these two individuals, we need to go back in time, don't we? We need to go back much earlier. So Gerald, starting with you, thank you for being with us here today.
Thank you, John.
You have been a mentor to me over the years, encouraged me to bring IHIF to Berlin, but rather I thought it was better to launch a bespoke event, and I'm so glad I did. AHIC in 2005. You joined Jumeirah from Forte in 1997, I believe. I think I got that right, as founding CEO. And under your leadership, you grew the staff from 30 to 14,000 and expanded to 23 hotels across 12 destinations. And of course, you spearheaded the iconic projects like Burj Al Arab, helping to redefine Dubai as a luxury destination. And then since then, you've continued to be actively involved in the industry with WTTC, chairing it, and being on numerous boards like RAC-TDA, which I used to be on as well. So, Gerald, just on behalf of all of us, thank you for everything you have done for the industry. So,
Thank you.
You didn't really need an introduction, but I wanted to give you an introduction.
I don't need to say anything now, John.
No,
Thank you very much.
Exactly. So, Nasser, you have often been described as the true Arabian Night of hospitality. Don't you love that? I mean, such a...
Thank you.
Isn't that great? Oh, I mean, a title that reflects both your pioneering spirit and the enormous impact that you've made on this country. I mean, it's just incredible. But beyond your entrepreneurial success, you have been a public servant, a visionary leader, deeply connected to the nation's development. You were founder and chairman of Abu Dhabi National Hotels, managed key investments in tourism, agriculture, industry, and infrastructure projects in the Middle East and Africa as managing director of the Abu Dhabi Fund. And may I please congratulate you and Her Excellency Sheikha Nasser Al Nawaz on behalf of the industry for your daughter's significant achievement being selected as the UN Tourism Secretary General-elect. You must be a very proud father.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But let me, I'm very happy. First of all, I would like to thank my brother, Abdullah, the Minister of Economy and Tourism, for inviting me here. And it's my pleasure to be with you around here. And thank you very much for your introduction. Of course, I was maybe, I started with Abu Dhabi Hotel Company in 1978. I established it. And I remember in 1986, I was the chairman of the Abu Dhabi Hotel Company. And in that time, we had no tourists in Abu Dhabi whatsoever.
So how did it all begin?
So I get all the GM. We had Hilton, Sheraton, Meridian, I think Ramada. I told them, look, we have to start attracting tourists. And I told them I want you to bring me tourists from Germany and Switzerland. Because, we had all five-star hotels. So I need people who are paying. So I think they went to the ITB, which is in Berlin. And the first year, in 88, we have the first 1,000 tourists
1,000 tourists.
in Abu Dhabi.
And how many hotels?
4 hotels.
4 hotels.
5 stars.
Love it.
Then I wanted to make sure that they will treat them well in the airport.
Nice.
So I had to speak to at that time, Sheikh Khalifa. He was the crown prince, and he became the president after that, UAE. And he helped me in organizing a well reception for all the tourists coming to Abu Dhabi Hotel. And I remember we used to receive them from the airport, take them to hotels, show them around. We had very excellent ground services for them until they go back to the airport. The second years, it went up. I remember the numbers, from 1,000 to 3,000.
Wow, what growth.
And then in 1990, before the war, it went up to 12,000. We had no empty rooms.
That's fantastic.
And this is, I remember, the first time we started encouraging tourists to come. And then the war started in...
So I'm showing some pictures up on the screen right now, and this shows you with the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. I mean, he's part of a remarkable story of your journey, isn't he? And tell us a little bit about your relationship.
Sheikh Zayed is a great man, very humble man. He loves his people. He cares about his people. He's he's courageous. He loves people to be united. That's why without him, we cannot find United Arab Emirates. And with Sheikh Rashid, the ruler of Dubai, these two men really created the United Arab Emirates. So I was so happy to be with him for more than 20 years. Now, this picture, that picture, which is, I think, the restaurant there before, I remember he told me, Nasser, we went to have a local restaurant. You know, he was following what I'm doing. Even when I brought the German and the Swiss, he was very happy to see tourists in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, Nasser, we want to have a restaurant, feed local food.
Yeah.
And we did, I remember in the boat, we did a good local restaurant. And he came with all the ruler of the Emirate to touch that restaurant. So he loved to do everything, you know, and to encourage tourism to come and to see about our cultures, what we are doing in this part of the world. And
Well, so this picture here, just to take us through what's happening here, because that's what,
now this is Sheikh Surur. I am really grateful for him because he was the first one. He trusted in Rotana and gave us our first hotel in Abu Dhabi, and we are celebrating that.
right, okay. And you've got Salim Azir there on the left.
Salim is here, yes.
I think I saw
He's the
Salim.
vice chairman.
He's back. Put up your hands, Salim.
He's
I think I
around.
saw.
He's there.
He's there somewhere.
Salim
there
is
he
here.
is. There he is.
Yes.
Great to see you, Salim.
So that hotel, I remember, you know, because this is our pioneer hotel. Because without him, I think we cannot see Rotana.
But you weren't a hotelier. Salim was the hotelier. So did Salim tell you, we need a hotel, we need to build a hotel?
Now, if you want to hear the real story,
Okay.
it will take time, I think.
Okay,
if
okay.
you,
I see
if
we
you
don't have much
mind,
time.
Huh? Actually, you know, I left the Abu Dhabi Hotel Company in 1992. And I was Deputy Minister of Finance and Industry in that time. So it looks like, and Salim, we created the first management company in Abu Dhabi Hotel Companies.
Yeah.
And I remember it was Ramada, and then we changed it to Gulf Hotel. And we managed it ourselves. And Salim was the management, the first GM in that company as a management.
Okay.
After I left the Abu Dhabi Hotel Companies in 1992, I was, as I said, I was Deputy Minister of Finance and Industry. I was in my office. Salim came and he said, Nasser, I want to leave the company. I said, Salim, you did a good job. Why you leave? He said, no, I have to leave. After 1 week, somebody else came and they said they want to leave. Anyway, to make short, in 1 month time, I think they came to me, a team, with GM, financial controllers, director of food and beverage. They were in Abu Dhabi Hotel Company, or some of them, they were in Sheraton, and Hilton, and Meridian, and the Gulf. Salim came with an idea. He said, Nasser, why we should establish our own company?
Which is,
Which
I
is
think
about-
this.
Which is, yeah, this the first one. Yeah, that's the first one.
We haven't rehearsed this, I promise.
This in 1992.
1992, okay.
So we established Rotana. We started with Rotana. Now we have, I think, 80 operating hotels. We covered all the Arab countries, Africa.
Was this a huge success from the start?
Yeah,
Or-
this is the
or-
first one. This is the first one.
Yeah.
The first one. Now we look, we expanded all.
Yeah.
Now we, instead of 250, we have 1,000 room already
1,000, really? Okay.
in that area only.
So now if we just move on to Gerald. So we travel down the road, Gerald,
That's
to...
a hard act to follow now. Thanks, Jonathan.
I know. Down the road to Dubai, and we come across Sheikh Rashid Tower in honor of Sheikh Rashid bin Said Al Maktoum, the visionary ruler of Dubai at the time. So, Gerald, this is going back to 1979. What were you doing at this particular point?
Well, I think 1978 was a big year for both of us because that's the year my wife Nasa and myself first came to Dubai to work on what's now the Meridian Hotel at the airport. I was working with Forte Hotels at the time. They later bought Meridian in the 1990s. But I was transferred by Forte out to Dubai. And actually by December of that year, we were moving from the Astoria Hotel, which belongs to Mr. Abdullah Al Musa, I think is going to here tomorrow. We were moved to the apartments at the Hilton. They were known as the Hilton Apartments,
So
and there they are behind the tower
the small
there.
little
Yes,
little
so
building
we were
on
one
the
of we were some of the first tenants there in
I'm sure
January
I'm
of '79.
sure it was absolute luxury back then.
Well, it was. Particularly, we had to stay in the Hilton for the month of December. Oh, it was great. So no, that was
But so
that was the
that
beginning.
building's now been demolished.
The Hilton one has been demolished. Obviously, the World Trade Center, Sheikh Rashid Tower, at the time was the tallest building in the Middle East.
And you can see
was
it on
very
the
well
right
known.
where it stands today,
Yeah, no, it's
nicely
fabulous.
protected, which
Yeah.
is great. And I remember working on projects along the Sheikh Zayed Road, the Crown Plaza I got involved with. When I was a consultant back in the day.
Indeed.
So moving on, so Gerald, this is when we begin to meet. So you've got the Jumeirah Beach on the left, and the rise, Chicago Beach on the left, and the rise of Jumeirah Beach in the middle.
Yes, in that one, because ultimately the Chicago Beach Hotel was demolished to make way for what's now the Wild Wadi. So the total, it was, at the time it was known, the whole development was known as the Chicago Beach Resort Development. And that included the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, the Wild Wadi, which had not been built, and of course the Burj Al Arab, which was about to start in construction.
Which you can see, that's the...
You can see the island there, yeah, at
Okay.
the moment. So that was just starting, I think it was Dutco Balfour Beatty who were doing the island at the time.
Okay.
And W.S. Atkins then did the whole resort.
So how important was Burj Al Arab at the time?
Well, you remember we did Andre Agassi and Roger Federer on the
That
helicopter
looks
pad.
like Andrew Agassi right there, but
Yeah.
it's certainly not him in the top.
That was organised by Colin McLaughlin out of the Dubai Duty Free at the time.
But that was
because
an
they were having-
incredible marketing campaign.
It was great. We put
global.
up, we had a helicopter that flew over and got on CNN and it got everywhere around the world and certainly helped to put us on the
Dubai
map.
on the map, yeah.
But always very grateful to Dubai Duty Free for proposing it, and I think it worked very well. Another one is either Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy teeing off. At,
Well,
on the top.
I was with you at the time.
You were.
So Gerald kindly invites me to his office to watch, I think it was Tiger Woods actually, and so I went for a nice meeting. And then Gerald said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I have to disappear." He comes down about 15, 20 minutes later, very casual, comes back into the meeting, only to tell me, I found out later that you were up with Tiger Woods doing that famous shot from the helicopter
you
pad.
know, that's
Thank you for that, Gerald.
You're welcome, John. But that's the hotel business. You get to meet the rich and famous,
Well,
not
you
because you're rich or famous.
That's true,
but
that's true,
because
you do.
You have that opportunity. In fact, a lovely little story was Roger Federer was always a great fan of Dubai and a great fan of the Jumeirah group as well. And we had lunch with him one day. Then a few days later, evidently he came into the corporate office, went to the reception, and left a calendar signed for him saying to Gerald, "Thank you very much," or something. So when I came in, the receptionist called me. She said, "Oh, Mr. Lawrence, there's something here for you." So I came over and she gave me the calendar. I said, "Who left that in?" She said, "Some guy called Roger." That was Roger
That's
Federer.
brilliant. And Gerald, I know you don't, you're quite discreet about pictures like this, but I discovered that in this recent book by Graham Wilson, To Be the First. I had to go to a bookstore to buy this the other day, and there was only one left, and I grabbed it. So I've been going through it.
That's the
there's
authorized biography of His Highness.
Yes, and there's a picture of the two of you in the book, and on I think on page 190, there's quite a lot written up about you actually in the book, which is very nice. But tell us a particular story from the book, or from your experience, of course.
From the book. You're very naughty, Jonathan, getting me to tell this story. No, I was telling you there was a gentleman, Major General at the Jumam, and he rang me one night at 1 a.m. and said, "Hi, Gerald, are you sleeping?" Oh, I said, "Not at all, Major General. I'm lying in bed waiting for your call." So he laughed and he said, "Well, that's good because His Highness wants you now in the Jumeirah Beach Hotel." And this is in the book, so I'm not telling anything that I shouldn't. So I jumped in my Jeep, as it was at the time, got 3 speeding fines on the way in because I just had the new radars on the Jumeirah Beach Road, and got to the Jumeirah Beach Hotel on time. Waited for a while, and then finally this white #1 Jeep comes up with His Highness driving himself, and he gets out and a twinkle in his eye says, "You see how good I am to you? I give you a full hour to get ready for me." Thank you, Your Highness. This gentleman had come because the next day he was having a meeting and a presentation in our auditorium with all his executive council and his ministers. And he wanted to see exactly what the setup was like, what the lighting was like, how it was going to be. And this is something we think we know about attention to detail.
Yeah.
But this was the kind of dedication we saw from His Highness and the example he gave us in terms of how to do an event. You would have loved it, Jonathan, with your attention to detail for these kind of events. And of course, that was very important, and it was a great example for us.
Yeah, so this is now when the Madinat Jumeirah is completed, the conference call opens. I mean, I must say, when you designed this place, you could have had the arena sort of more easier to access than, going around. But anyway, Joe. Other than that, it is fantastic. We love it here. And we were here. So another story of Gerald. 2005, we were putting on this event, and he said, "Jonathan, the great thing about hosting an event here in Dubai, it's very commercial. You've got the venue if you booked it." So 2005 comes along 2 weeks before. There's a big wedding that appears. Sheikh Nahyan, the Nahyan family and the Al Maktoum family need the space, this room for the wedding. But this is the only time it's happened. But the service that you provided was extraordinary and outstanding, because you took all the stands overnight to the Jumeirah Beach, and it was seamless. And so it became an experience. What you turned into a bit of a challenge for us turned into a great experience. But
thank you, Jonathan. No, but actually the design here for the concept, I think, came from us, but the Medina Jumeirah design was done by Miraj Mileh at the time.
Right.
And that really came out very well, I think, overall, including the conference center with the arena.
But no, we've enjoyed being here for the last 20 years, and you've always been such a great support. So, Nasser, back to you. So tell us about this picture and why this picture is so important to you.
I remember this picture because, when the Saadiyat Island, which is now the most famous area and the most expensive area in Abu Dhabi, started with this gentleman, Sheikh Sultan bin Tahnoon. He did an excellent job, and he encouraged us to build hotel there in Saadiyat, and we built it. Now we have Saadiyat Rotana Hotel. That's why where I signed with him.
And that's the hotel there, isn't it,
Yes.
today? So that was your first 5-star hotel in 2012, I think, wasn't it? And that was sort of built during the financial crisis a little bit, so, but opened in about 20... Yeah, you signed in 2012 in that picture, and then it was open in 2018. That's right. So, I mean, we pretty much, we're nearly ending our session together, but maybe I could ask you, Nasser, this particular hotel, why does it mean so much to you?
Which one? This Saadiyat Rotana, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our Saadiyat. This is, we try, of course, to, I think this is designed by South African companies, because, we wanted to have at least the cultures of
Okay.
from this part of the world So I like the design, you see. So we built it there.
Okay. And you've often said that the greatest asset of any organization is its people. What, for you, is the single most important quality that determines whether someone truly belongs in your organization?
You see, I think today, any successful of any companies, it depends on the people. People who make it or break it. And I remember when we started the first hotel, which is the Beach Rotana Hotels, I was with Salim. I said, Salim, the most important for us, if we have to successful, is our people. And we have to treat our people as a human being. I want you to treat the bellboy like you treat the managers. So I think this was our policy from the beginning.
Nice.
And thanks God, we've been successful in that.
Gerald?
I'd just like to add to that as well, and I think that's such a great philosophy and concept. And one of the things that was started within the Jumeirah group was what we called the 3 hallmarks. And they were very simple, really behavioral instructions, but not just for the junior employees but it was for everybody, including myself. One is that we would always smile and greet the guest before the guest greeted us. 2 is that we would never say no as a first response to a guest request, even though sometimes it may be the right answer, but you would always have to try to get into the mindset of the guest. And the third one was that we, from myself down, would promise everybody in the organization that we would treat everybody with respect and with integrity. And I'm so pleased to see that the same philosophy seems to continue under Thomas Maher, the CEO of Jumeirah, who's now opened this new fantastic Marsal Arab.
Yeah.
And you know, what a great job that is how lovely it is to see the group of Jumeirah going onwards and upwards under Thomas's leadership. And I would say congratulations to him. It really has been a great job. And my last thing I want to say is that lots of people have said, oh, you know, you've done a great job in putting the brand of Jumeirah in the world and all that. And I say yes. But if you have somebody like His Highness Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum, who builds for you the Jumeirah Beach Hotel, the Burj Al Arab, the Wild Wadi, Medina Jumeirah, Emirates Towers as your foundation, well then that's quite a start, isn't it, in doing it. So I say thank you as well to His Highness for what has been achieved for Jumeirah.
So a couple of quick fire round questions. Gerald, what was your boldest decision at Jumeirah?
I think the boldest decision was to first of all join, to come in.
Okay, it's one
when
word.
I was asked one day, you know, go and have a look at the new hotel that's been built. And I said, excuse me, I'm running 23 hotels for Jumeirah. Why would I go there? Go and look at it. I went and looked at it. And I came back and I said to my wife, I'm leaving Forte, I'm going. So
Okay.
I think that was my boldest move.
Nasser, what's your proudest moment in Rotana's journey? What's your proudest moment in Rotana's journey?
You know, my proud is to see Rotana reach this level. We never thought, me and Salim, when we started, we thought maybe we'll have 25 hotels. But now, when we will reach now with the under construction 120 hotel, we were really very proud of it.
I bet.
We never thought that we would reach that levels in short time with all the biggest competition in the hospitalities. You know, there are so many, and just recently, I think we've been chose as from the from the statistic of the people, we choose that the third company in the Middle East,
Excellent.
which we were very happy.
Yeah.
I think number two, Jumeirah also,
Well,
which is we will never. I was
This is
very proud.
one word, Gerald.
I want to say a special congratulations also to Sheikh Al Nuwais. Sheikh, we're so proud of you, so fantastic that you in tourism will be represented by somebody from the United Arab Emirates, but so importantly that it's Sheikh Al Nuwais. Well done.
Well, we need to close that. I had another 8 fireside questions for each of you, but we don't have time for that. But can I say thank you so much? What a treat. What an honor to be here and interview the two of you, two legends of the industry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And
Thank you, Jonathan.
and a little gift. This was made by my son. I thought quite appropriate for you, Gerald, Kerrygold.
Kerrygold. I thought you were giving me butter. It's a knife. That's